GoPro, when they hear a constant noise, they lower the volume. It's shouting pretty loud. I'm not sure how it's going to show up on the video, but it's loud in here. Welcome back to Smok'n Jay's Garage. I apologize for the noise behind us. I thought that I'd get off of the road here and make this video, but we actually got the highway not far away, and there's going to be some traffic noise from that, so I apologize for that in advance. So I was at the Military Veterans Museum on Veterans Day, just taking a look at it. I had never been there, and what you see behind me is a 1971 Dasher Jeep 5-ton. And they had an extra one there, and just kind of as a joke, I made them an offer on it that I thought was, you know, way too low for them to actually take. They took it. So we have a 1971 5-ton. I don't know what we're gonna do with it. I keep getting asked that same question. Why did you buy that, and what are you gonna do with it? And I have no frickin' idea. Then some people are asking me where you're gonna park it. I'm like, well, it's in my front lawn right now because it doesn't fit in my garage. Hell, it doesn't even fit in my driveway. But I don't know, pretty freaking cool though. I'm gonna take you in, let's get a closer look at this thing, take a walk around. I've also gotta take some pictures out here because in order to get historic military plates on it, which is what we're going to do, because this is titled in the state of Wisconsin, it is registerable, and we can put plates on it, we can drive it, it's completely legal. The museum already went through all of that paperwork to get a title for it, to do all that kind of stuff, so all we've got to do, fill out the paperwork, pay an outrageous amount of money to the government. But we do have to take some pictures of all four sides, and we have to take some interior pictures and some engine pictures to show that it has not been modified, that it is actually the way it was while it was still in the military. So come on with me, let's take a look at it. So I'm gonna walk around with you. I'm not gonna do a real lot of talking because I've got the camera on the front of, the microphone on the front of my camera, and I don't know how to switch it around to the back, so the audio is not gonna be real good when I'm standing behind the camera. But first thing you gotta do, you gotta check out this winch. This thing weighs over 700 pounds. I don't really have a whole lot. Well, let me show you my hand in comparison to that. Look at the size, it's like the size of my finger. All right, we're gonna take a quick walk around. We're gonna jump up in the back here in a little bit. Don't mind my camera stuff here. I got a little bit of a mess on the inside. We're gonna go ahead and get a view from the other side because with the sun here, we're not getting a real good picture, I don't think. We should get a better view from here. Actually, the sun's not giving us much better of a view from this side either. So here's the inside. I've got to tighten these up a little bit. I had about well, at the speed this thing goes, I had about a 2-hour drive home from where I bought it from, because this thing only goes about 45 miles an hour. I got it up to 50 a time or two, but pretty much we cruise at about 45 miles an hour all the way home. At about a 60-mile drive. So it took us quite a while. This is 6-wheel drive, obviously, but they took the front drive shaft off so that it would not go in 6-wheel drive for parades and gas mileage and things like that. If you put it in low gear, it automatically engages all 6 wheels. Otherwise, it is automatic 6-wheel drive. Anytime the rear wheels start to spin, then the front wheels automatically kick in. So if you go inside, there's a lever, kids are getting in, they're playing in it, whatever, they drop it down into low range, that automatically kicks in the front wheels as well, and that makes it super hard to steer and obviously gas mileage with this thing is not very good to begin with. So they took off the front drive shaft. They gave me the front drive shaft. We've got that sitting right over here. So we're gonna go ahead and put that on if we ever need it. Otherwise, this is four-wheel drive with the rear wheels. We probably don't need to engage the front wheels very often, so we're gonna leave it off for gas mileage as well, but we have it if we ever need to put it on. Let me give you a little look here at the other side. Now we've got a bench here. This is where obviously we set all of our troops. And this side here, this bench drops down as well. You just flip this right here. And then on this side as well. Line these up here. Yep. This one right here. There we go, and you got a bench on that side as well. Now this canvas does come off. All of these ringers here actually fit inside right over here. You can see these little holes here. They're all gonna stand up over there. So they are in the front, they are out of the way, which we are gonna take off for the winter so we don't end up getting snow on here. I added, actually they added, but I left it in this here right in the center so that it doesn't bag up here if we get some rain or we get some snow on it. So also these sides drop down. You gotta do it from the outside obviously, but those sides drop down completely, and this entire bed is a complete flat bed that you can load like with a forklift from the side, load pallets on or something like that. So that is kind of cool. We're probably never gonna do anything with that, but that is cool. So what are we gonna do with it? We're probably going to do some parades. We're going to maybe pick up my daughter from school. I don't know. Maybe we'll decorate it for Christmas or something like that. So stay tuned because we are gonna do something with it. Let me get you a shot of the engine though, because I gotta pop up the hood anyway, because I gotta get some shots for the doggone frickin' DMV. All right, we got the hood propped up. For those of you wondering what exactly this is, its military nomenclature is an M54 A2C. That is the latest version of the M54, the A2, and then the C variant was the newest and the best at the time of the M54. I believe it was replaced by the M39, but don't quote me on that because I was not Motor T. All right, this obviously has an inline 6-cylinder diesel, obviously. Actually, it's mostly diesel, but it is a multi-fuel. So this will run on kerosene. This will run on JP8. It even says that it will run on gasoline, but I'm not gonna put gas in the tank and double check that. We're just gonna run diesel, including number 2 diesel if we have that available, it runs fine on. I'm not gonna run kerosene because that's more expensive. I'm not gonna run JP8 because that's not as readily available where I am. And I'm a little bit apprehensive about trying to run gasoline in it. But it is a multi-fuel engine. Yes, there are some oil leaks on it. These leaked oil even from the factory. I was told if they don't leak oil, they're probably out. Well, let's see if we can get this thing started up. Make sure we put it in neutral because this will crank over hard enough to drive itself. Turn the fuel pump on. Now on these old military vehicles, you also have to turn on the lights because the brake lights, the signal lights, all those things do not come on automatically. You got a lever that you got to pull so you don't accidentally turn those on, and then you've got to actually turn those on. And the seatbelt on this thing, I've been able to use it every time except today, and it's not coming out all the way today, so we might have to just drive back without a seatbelt. Hope we don't die. This truck does have power steering, which I'm pretty happy happy about. This is a 5-speed. We're in 4th gear and we're going about 12 miles an hour. Those of you who are in the military, whoever rode in one of these, you probably know exactly what this is like right now. Those of you who don't, I gotta tell you, pictures and videos are not doing justice to what this feels like inside. The amount of volume that you hear inside of this cab. Wait till we get this thing up to about 40 miles an hour. It's only 25 right now. Are air over hydraulic, which I didn't even know existed until this vehicle. It's actually really weird. I've driven air brakes and obviously I've driven hydraulic brakes before. These things are weird because you gotta push the pedal about 3/4 of the way before it does anything, and then it grabs pretty hard. Very hard to be smooth with it. But I have to get some practice before we do parades and have people in the back, otherwise they're not going to want to ride with me a second time. Rear visibility on this vehicle is almost nothing. It has mirrors, but you can't see crap through them. Also, the signal lights are not automatic canceling, so you have to remember when you turn the signal light on, you got to shut it off too. This truck weighs approximately 20,000 pounds. It can hold 5 tons. That's 10,000 pounds worth of cargo off-road or 20,000 pounds worth of cargo on-road. Approximately 25 feet long. So if you're going to park it in a parking spot, it takes both of them. It also has the turning radius of a small city. The non-synchronized transmission does shift pretty smoothly without double clutching, as long as you take your time and you don't force it. just got a shot of the inside of us driving it. You probably, if you're watching this video, there's a pretty good chance you know more about this vehicle than I do, so feel free to leave either some questions or some knowledge in the comments below for me, and let me know what you want to see us do with it. We're gonna get a couple more videos for sure before we put it away for the winter, because we're not gonna keep it out all winter in the front yard. I just don't think that the city will like that. But let me know what you want to see with it, and welcome to the M54. If you watch this channel for the first time, and you haven't already, and you want to, boom, please subscribe.